I'm going to call the meeting to order. It's 2:01 p.m. on Tuesday, March 31st. The Dwight School Building Committee, this is a regular meeting. I'm going to go ahead and we'll do roll call. Myself, Lauren Efren, present at the table, as well as Nicole Olson. Online, I have Peggy Macaluso and Jason Lee. We're also joined by Mark Schweitzer from Colliers, and we're excited to see Tecton online as well. If we all could just rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Oh, and John Purcell, sweet. All right.
Hey, hi, John. Oh, and Jeff. Wonderful.
Perfect.
So John
We're going to need some seconds off of online, so be sure to pay attention.
Yes. For Jan, our recording secretary, we're also joined now by John Purcell and Jeff Galdenzi, also members of our committee, and we'll see if anybody else comes in, but I'm going to just jump right in. We are going to go to agenda item number 4 to hear, consider, and approve the CM interview questions. I don't believe we ever firmly attached that to the backup unless you distributed that separately.
I just sent it this
You
morning.
just sent it this morning.
I'm just
Okay,
looking now that he
Yeah.
sent it this
I'm
morning.
And I've got a couple
Oh, I see. Okay.
additions on it.
But for what we discussed.
Yeah, from what we discussed.
Okay, so if members of the committee could go to the email, I apologize to
It's
members
up on
of the
screen,
public.
too.
Oh, it's up on the screen, wonderful. Okay, so this is attached
Yep.
as backup. I'll make sure that it is on our website. Eventually, we discussed these questions to ask CM firms in person when they come for their interviews. And we went through every single question and we added a few. We had already voted on the reference questions, which are still included in here, but we're gonna treat this as a separate document. So basically, questions 1 through 21 are what we're voting on now. So,
And just to take you through, with the changes, item 10, we talked about the EMR rate, and that is going to be asked on the proposal, so I just noted it there. I did ask a follow-up to question 14. Just with the occupied building, I asked, how has your firm engaged the students and involved them during construction?
I like that. Yep,
And then the last one.
so it's like a two-parter.
Yeah. Some of the,
Have their own-
some of the firms will embrace it and bring them, do.
Training have you provided for the mechanical equipment and systems that ensures it will be able to maintain the systems? Yeah, I mean, I think just asking point blank will be helpful, but I think it should be the expectation that there's going to be on-site training and like some kind of binder or manual that will be handed
Oh.
off for everything.
And that'll be the training and the O&M's operations and maintenance manuals will be specified by CES. Sorry. Kohler Ronan.
Okay,
Sorry, Jeff.
Same thing. Nah, just kidding.
Interchangeable, right?
Yeah, I'm teasing.
okay. So before I ask for a motion to pass this, does anybody from the committee have any questions, concerns, or want to make any adjustments at this point? Again, we did our first read through last week. Mark has taken into account those comments. No, we're good? Okay. So if I could have a motion to approve the CM firm interview questions. Nicole?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Can I get a second? Thank
Yay.
you. Was that Jason?
Yep, that was
Thank
Jason.
you, Jason, just for Jan. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so that's
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-0-0 for our vote. Jumping ahead to agenda item number 5, to hear, consider, and discuss CM RFP. Mark, we didn't include this as backup,
No,
but
did
it
not.
is up here on the screen.
nope, it's not
Oh,
there yet.
oh, sorry, let me
Give
just
me a
get my
second.
glasses anyway. I'm blind without them.
I thought I had it up there.
Okay.
Hang on. As I go through my clicks. All right. Very similar to the RFQ and similar to the architectural RFP.
There we go.
We have issue date questions, and we'll go over the timeline more when
Yeah.
we get to that.
Okay.
Basically same format. Overview, go through basically the backup. Yellow highlighted stuff is stuff I gotta include.
Are you gonna work with Adam on these?
Yeah, the fee proposal and detailed general condition sheets will be from our Collier Standard. The AIAs are contracts that the town attorney has already reviewed, so we have those in the queue ready to go. And then the macro schedule is the same one that was issued in the RFQ and to the architect's RFP process.
Okay.
I do need to do. I want to add those in here. I included them on the RFQ, but
This is actually reminding me, I need to ask upstairs how we can just go ahead and, like, all of the things that we're approving, like our questions and all of that, I don't think has been posted to our website yet. And remember, we were talking about, like, I mean, I know how to put our backups in for agenda items, but I don't know how to post things. I'm gonna ask Jen. Go ahead.
yep. So, project introduction, building description you've seen before, project budget hasn't changed. I will be including a construction or CM control budget, basically the architects minus the FF&E. Project estimates, we're doing 3 of them, schematic design, design development, and construction documents. And project schedule basically remains the same. We will, there we go. Plan on getting qualifications back, which will be the 9th now. We will initially, well, we'll talk,
Update these?
we'll talk timeline.
Yeah, well, when we get to it, because I
Yeah.
think, just so everybody is aware, we are still kind of a bit in flux. I don't think you mind me saying this, but there was some kind of glitch in our, so we're basically new to the bonfire system. The town of Fairfield has recently adopted it. We're the first project to use it as a procurement portal. And we've had some growing pains. All good. It is a great system. We just, I think maybe there's a little bit of user error on our part. So we hadn't fully uploaded the RFQ for the CM RFQ.
They didn't publicly post
They didn't
it.
publicly post it.
Yeah, so the only, the CMs that knew we had it were the 2 that were verbally told.
Yes. But now it is live. Everyone has seen it. There was another virtual site tour, right, last Friday.
That's Friday.
And then we opened it up for questions, so we're still in that question period now, but basically, we thought 2 weeks ago, that's where we were. So we're just behind a couple weeks, but we're still on track to, have them come in person. I think we may need to adjust a couple of dates here or there. So, when we don't have all these dates firm yet, it's because of that sort of little glitch, which has since been corrected.
All right.
Sorry.
Yep.
Felt like I should bring them up to date.
Project delivery, CM at risk. Selection process, this is straight out of the RFQ. Pool of not less than 3. The presentation, we added in here, basically this is what we've provided for before. They'll be in person. We're requiring.
Do you want to highlight that red part in yellow, just so we know an adjustment there?
Yep.
What does red mean then?
It's a change. I'm tracking changes.
Sorry.
For me, yellow helps.
So I thought that it was having like a double meeting. My
No,
apologies. Okay.
No,
Totally fine.
because that's
Yeah, totally
we're
fine.
working on a live document. It's easier this way. And the criteria.
Sent that to me.
Evaluation criteria of the proposals. Going through. These are the selection criteria that we had in the RFQ. Sorry.
Was that what, the selection criteria, that's what we voted through?
Yes.
Okay.
I am just noticed that we'll use the Segal's 1F for the logistics plan if they want to do any, because we're going to ask them to do boards, basically a logistics plan for that one. It'll
Okay.
give us a good idea of what they're thinking on the site themselves. Scope of services basically remains the same from the RFQ. Through closeout, form agreement, which is the AIA that has already been reviewed by the town attorney. They will, just like with the architects, any exceptions that they want to take to it, they have to provide at the time of proposal. And then everything, the submission logistics, everything goes into the e-portal. And we will, all the questions as well go in to the e-portal, and then we give them the contents as far as what we want to see in the proposal itself
Through Bonfire.
through Bonfire.
So this is all pretty standard, nothing hugely different from the A&E document?
Nope.
All right, is there anything different that we should be aware of that might jump out to them or to us?
And we won't, and I can send this.
Yeah, I would appreciate seeing it
Yep.
before it's published.
Yep.
I know we don't have to vote on it, but I
Nope.
just would like to see it.
Just wanted to run through. Peggy does have her hand up.
Oh, Peggy, yes.
I just was wondering how many CM firms have responded so far?
Hold on, I just had that open. I can get it for you. I saw your email after I asked you the question mark. My apologies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 were on the last call plus O and G from the original, so 8.
Okay, that's not on Bonfire yet, is it?
No,
No, okay.
no, they haven't submitted on Bonfire yet. There haven't even been any questions. There's been updates. If you log in and you click on the one that's in progress, you can go in and look at any files uploaded and any Q&A. Last time with the architects, as I'm sure you know, Peggy, they all submitted like within the hour of it being due. So This
Right.
is strictly coming off of Mark's virtual tour on Friday and the initial virtual tour that ended up being null and void because of not null and void, but we had to redo it. So we have
Okay.
Bismarck, Downs, DeMayo, Newfield, Jacobs, Turner, and Gilbane, along with O&G. However, more people could still submit. It doesn't matter. That's just that's who ended up attending the virtual tour with Mark.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so, Mark, does
Yep.
that cover
Yes,
number 5?
number 5, yes.
Okay. So we are going to jump ahead. Actually, I did not ask Adam.
Nope, I did
Did you
check.
have access?
I accessed Bonfire at about 11:30 this morning, and there were only 2 questions that were already answered.
Okay, so number 6 was to hear, consider, and discuss the review of the CM RFQ questions from Bonfire, which we did this during the A&E RFQ process as well. We just wanted to see what questions the architectural and engineering firms were asking, and not that our input would necessarily affect the responses, but it was helpful to know what people were curious about and what they wanted to know. So could you give us any color on those 2 questions? Anything in depth or?
No, they were mostly on the schedule. As
Mostly
far
on the
as
schedule.
with the addendum 1, the schedule got pushed for the submission of the RFQs, and then the second up was, well, what does that do with the RFP? Did the dates get pushed as well?
Okay,
So-
that's understandable.
Yeah.
Maybe a little confusing if they had been with us from the
Right.
start, from the original schedule. Okay. So nothing really substantial, it sounds like, at this time.
And those are closed at this point.
Those are closed,
Yep.
the questions. Okay, so really we are now to, and this is great, we're moving right along to number 7, to review and discuss the timeline.
All right.
So if you guys can go again to the email from Mark, and he'll hopefully bring it up, right, the new schedule as we kind of discussed it.
There we go. Okay. So we are basically on the 31st. We'll back up a week. Last Thursday, we turned in, and as for those on the call, we do have representation from Tecton today at today's meeting.
Yes, hi everyone, Jeff, Justin, Antonio, we see you. Thank you so much for joining online. Their contract went into the Board of Selectmen on Thursday to be on the agenda for tomorrow's Board of Selectmen meeting. So that should be approved tomorrow. Once that happens, we'll get them scheduled for a kickoff meeting and get them going on. At that point, we'll also we'll establish a working group meeting schedule along with it. So we'll need. Separate from our committee
Separate,
meetings.
yes, separate from what,
Okay.
from these meetings as well. So we're looking to do that next week before spring recess. Going on the CM timeline, questions were due today. We're issue the addendum or the rolling questions by Thursday. And then we have qualifications due next Thursday as well. The plan is depending on, the plan currently,
Sorry, Thursday's the 9th?
Thursday the 9th.
Okay.
correct. Plan is we have that Friday, the 10th, the 13th, and half day on the 14th to do reference calls and review. And if we feel comfortable on the 14th, we can shortlist this construction managers at that point.
I still agree with that.
You
That's
do?
the same amount
You
of
don't wanna
time.
do like an extra week, just in case, like if we like it's 7, 8 now, it could be a dozen or
Could be
more.
Well, we said we would kind of see when
Who
that comes
submits,
in,
yeah.
because I believe, was Peggy away too, or is it just, it was Peggy too, correct? Yeah,
Peggy-
Peggy, you're on vacation The week of the 13th, you said, right? Or the 10th, like,
Right, I won't be here on the 14th for the meeting.
oh, you won't be here on the 14th, so she wouldn't be able
To weigh in on the
talk,
short
to weigh in
list.
on the short list. So that leaves 5 of us. If it's 8 or 9, I don't see why us 5 can't handle each of us doing maybe 2,
Yeah.
but that doesn't give them a lot of time to call us back. If this isn't gonna delay the project and you want to, then we can call it as it is and we can all come back in on the 21st. My whole concern was just, I don't wanna do
Delay
any
anything.
little thing at these early stages that are gonna add any delays to the overall gain of this job. But like Mark said, right now, they're not, that shouldn't
They're
make
not
a
on a
difference.
critical path.
It's not, they're not blocking anything.
So for
So do you guys
Jeff?
wanna just get them over with and get them done quickly?
For
Or do you
Jeff,
guys want more
Jason,
time?
and John, this really specifically applies
And
to you.
Dina.
And Dina, hi Dina. Gina Palizzo has joined us as well.
So it's the 5 of us that would be asking the questions to 1 or 2 of the CM references, each one handing in a minimum of 5, like the architects?
I think like, if we learn anything from the architect ones, they don't always call back right away. We have a very small window to do it. I understand no one wants to delay the project any longer, but we're not talking about like pushing it back 6 months if we wait
Yeah.
it's right because it's still technically the architects aren't approved by the BOS yet either. So I'd rather give it some more time so we can dive deep because it really is kind of important, especially what we learned the last time, right? And it was tough with that short window too.
Okay, I agree with Jason on that. I'm gonna raise my hand, Nicole Olsen's speaking. I would like to say one thing though. I know everybody has very busy schedules. I do feel that when we hand out that calls should be started to be made no later than Monday. Like my fear is that we do this and everyone kicks the can down the road saying, oh, I have all of next week, and suddenly they're not making the calls until Thursday anyway. And we end up with that. So as long as everyone knows that they set aside some time on Monday to start making these calls, Monday, Tuesday. And if you don't hear back, then your follow-up day should be Thursday, Friday to try for that second call and try and get someone on the phone. We were so hell pressed last time that everyone got it done really quick. And that's my fear, to be honest.
I will add this, Fairfield Spring Recess is the 13th through the 17th. There are other spring recesses that go 6th to the 10th.
Yeah.
So the week that that
The
Friday.
week that we're off, the majority of the other schools are back in session.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
So that would.
So that would benefit
hopefully
us.
Benefit us, yeah.
It
exactly.
should benefit, but it's probably, it's not 50-50, but there will be people on vacation both weeks. So Murphy's Law, you probably get the ones.
Yeah, right?
The week that you call, they'll be on vacation. Not necessarily that the superintendents take the week off, but if they have kids that.
I mean, the other potential, I don't want to speak for you, I want you to run the show, but the other potential thing is if you guys get together on the 14th and everyone has only gotten, not by their own fault,
Yeah.
but just by people not calling back, has only gotten in touch with 2 or 3 of the
Yeah.
references and not all 5, or haven't gotten like
We'll
a
discuss it
substantial-
briefly on how they're doing at the Tuesday meeting,
You
absolutely.
could extend it,
Yeah.
you could extend it based on that.
That's true, we might all luck out and get those calls and holy cow, if you get 3 out of the 5, I think that's a good amount. I don't expect 5 out of 5, I don't think we ever should.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't get 5 out of 5 for mine, but
But I was also relentless.
you're relentless, yes.
Calling.
Well, I do have 2 pass on here. I have shortlisted on the 14th, issue on the RFP on the 15th, and then we have the interviews on the 28th, or there's path 2 where we shortlist on the 21st, issue the RFP on the 22nd, and we're interviewing on the 5th. So it's just a week later.
It's a week later.
And then, just to kind of let everybody know, obviously, we want to get the interviews in plug in our scores on Bonfire, but what we're really trying to aim for is the May 20th Board of Selectmen meeting for their approval. I mean, the 6th would be near impossible anyway, but the 20th would be more than enough time, even if we were to bump the interviews back to the 5th,
Well,
I think.
if you work backwards from the 20th, we need the contracts in by the 14th.
How long typically does it
Oh,
take
the
to generate
contracts.
contracts?
Well, it's not generating, it's
Filtering
It's-
the
checking
back, yeah.
everything.
From the time we say we like them to the time you have everything you need, how long does that normally
I
take?
think us and Tech Town, it was 2-3 days.
Okay.
So,
So doing our interviews
of
on the
course, Tech
5th,
Town didn't have any, well, they did, but we worked through
Yeah.
their
do
clarification.
you think the 5th then is like, okay, if we do it by the 5th, the 20th is very much on the table? If we
We
could
should
do.
be, we should be able to get it done on the so it's done on the 14th.
Yep, okay.
The
then.
fallback plan is we can come back for the June 3rd meeting, BOS meeting.
So let's try to stick to the original
Yep.
schedule. If, I hear what you're saying, Jason, I don't wanna shoot you down, but I think the idea is not that we're rushing it, but that if we give it too much time, people may not take it seriously and get their calls in.
I'll double check when we get everything while you're away too, and I'll see what school systems we're handing out phone calls to. And if a large majority of the school systems are closed, I feel that's worse off than open. Like, it's the closed that's the problem.
Yeah.
If I'm finding that 80% of the references are in closed school zones, then we'll know right then and there it's gonna be really hard for people to get a hold. But if it turns out that it's one school system beyond our own that's closed, then we should be able to get a decent enough amount of feedback from the references to have a discussion on the 14th possibly.
Okay. So let's stick to the original timeline.
Okay.
We'll keep
Right?
we'll
The
keep
first
with
pass?
Path one.
All right,
And we'll
so,
know on the 14th. If we need more time, we have it. It's not like we gotta get it done on the 14th or.
No.
Or we all,
It's could we?
yeah, exactly.
and just for everybody, I know we've been saying the 28th, the 28th, the 28th. I don't have, because we don't know how many we're gonna shortlist. It needs to be at least 3. If we do like what we did with the A&E, that could, if we do more than 3, that could take us into the afternoon. I'd like to start them at 9. So for calling out from work or just scheduling for the day, if you could kind of mark your calendars for 9 a.m. start time, we'd like to get them in early. I also think that gives us more time if we only do the 3 or more really, but just that gives us plenty of time to maybe have that discussion at the end.
I agree.
And then.
And then just be done.
And then just be done. And I'm also gonna try to block in a little bit more time so that we can do our scoring at the table, which I don't think we really were able to do last time.
That was too tight.
It was
The
tight.
day, that was a lot of people. That was a tight day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so 28th for now for the interviews, possible backup on the 5th, if, depending on how everything goes. But I have faith in you guys. I think you can do it. I'm sorry I won't be here for this round, but I'm excited. I think this is great. And, you know, we already have some good interest, so. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump to our next item. Open board discussion, number 8. Does anybody have anything at this time? I'm trying to think, Jeff, you're usually the one who gives me some good advice on the side. I did get the contracts from Sal. I haven't really been able to kind of break down exactly. I think we kind of went over it last time, and of course now I can't pull it up. But this is for the solar panels, like our, you know.
How long
much
into
time
the
we-
lifespan are we? How much is left on the
Yeah.
contract and how much is the early termination penalty?
Right, right. So we haven't really moved forward on it, but at least I have the contracts in my possession now.
So if anybody would like those, maybe somebody could help you like if they have experience reading these contracts, I don't. But if anybody has experience reading these solar contracts that might be able to help Lauren decipher this, by all
I would
means, it can be
greatly
shared with
appreciate
you.
It's not that difficult. It gives you a date. It gives you a
I
date and an amount.
just feel like I'm not
So,
a lawyer and
I didn't
reading,
even see it.
seeing
So.
some of the legal speak, I'm like, oh my gosh.
it's not super legalese.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
It's pretty, it's,
Layman's
here's what we
terms.
have. This is what we're going to produce. This is what we're going to sell it to you at.
Okay.
If you have to turn it, you got a month to turn it off if you have to do some work. Otherwise, we penalize you if you have to terminate early. 5th year, 6th year, 7th year. Right next to it is a number. Pay me that. It's pretty straightforward.
Thank you, Sal. Just for everybody else online, Sal Morbido is a rep from FBS. He's the Director of Construction and Project Management. And yeah, I think it's all good. I just think it's worth noting that we're more than halfway through, it looks like, from what I could decipher.
Right, and you'll be at least a couple more years.
So sort of like
Before
buying a car, we know that it depreciates, right? The second that you sign it, that over time, they eventually wear down. It might be in our best interest to, if we're going to do solar, which I think we should, just in good faith for the town, but also for this project and our green initiatives, we might want to start fresh is my only concern in wanting to kind of get to the bottom of that. And I appreciate Jeff bringing it up.
Can those panels be repurposed anywhere else in the school system? Nope. I'm just like, look at that face. Wow, you really don't like that idea. Mark's face is very
Well,
steamy.
it's, like you said,
problematic.
they are depreciated. The
Yeah.
panels aren't that.
Moving them around. Okay.
They're degraded. They degrade 0.5% in efficiency every year. They're 10 years out. That means they're 5% less efficient. You start moving them, they start breaking. So you're spending money lifting, moving them with the possibility of them breaking. Tell you the truth, that they end up being trashed.
Really?
Some
That I
great
knew.
scrounger will be very happy to get
That's not very green.
a 90%,
No.
95% panel, to put on top of their camper or what have you, or cabin. It's one of those things that it's not, the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Okay.
Too many potential problems.
Okay. Maybe I don't necessarily need to do a deep dive, just so we know kind of where we stand with that. All right, I do appreciate everybody's input in that regard at least. Is there anything,
You got two hands up.
oh, I have two hands up. I'm gonna start with John.
Yeah, are you looking for people in the committee to volunteer to look through the solar panel contract and abstract it, come back with questions or recommendations?
Sure, yeah, if you are offering.
I am, I have some experience with solar
Okay.
panels and with contracts, so
Great,
I may recommend that we have to talk to somebody in procurement or somebody in the town's legal department, but I'm happy to do a first pass on that.
okay, that would be fantastic. So I'm gonna forward what Sal sent to me. Mark's copied on it as well. And then if you want to, get back to me with any insights. If you want to follow up with anybody, I give you free reign. That would be fantastic. Thank you,
Okay.
John. Anything else?
Okay. Now.
Just if I
Yes.
attended some conferences on geothermal, and there's some money to be had. I will type up my notes and get them to you, Lauren, for distribution to Tecton. Guess just to make sure that they're aware. I'll say I'm assuming they are, but we might want to make sure that we're taking advantage of every possible pot of gold, as it were, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm still working, I have not officially registered, but I'm still working on getting on the Cheshire, I'm going to call it, wait, you sent it to me last week and I can't remember the name of the other company, but the cost savings that Cheshire was able to manage for their two
Fix your
projects
school
there.
without raising taxes on the second
Yes, which is
Thursday.
Thursday. I think it's worthwhile, and actually, I believe Tecton. I know you guys are not official. I'm going to open it to public comment next, but I am kind of curious if you guys have any insight on that, on what that process looks like, and if you could give us. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. Does anybody else from the committee have any feedback or anything for open discussion? If not, I'd like to move to number 9. Public comment. Okay, so at this time, Tecton, if it's okay, I'm going to engage with you separate from everything else that the board has discussed. So this opportunity, again, I need to go back. Mark, what's the name of the company?
Energia? E-N-E-R.
Energia? Yeah,
Yeah.
Energia. Are you guys aware of this? They are hosting a webinar, municipal training, fix your schools without raising taxes. The funding source most CT leaders don't know they have. It's this April 2nd. It's 11 to 12. I'm not saying you need to go, but it says the Cheshire Town Manager, along with Inertia, the Cheshire Town Manager is Sean Kimball, and the school district's Director of Management Services is offering a firsthand look at how they structured their recent energy deal and the lessons they learned along the way, and why this specific model remains a significantly, underutilized resource for Connecticut municipalities. Gain the professional insights needed to replicate success and leverage these proven strategies for your own community. So why Jeff, our committee member, Jeff Galdenzi, sent this to myself and Mark and also Charles Worthington from Colliers is, there may be untapped savings or tax strategies. And I think specifically, at least with Cheshire, from what I know about the project, is there was a lot of green initiatives used, right? So I want to say that this is probably something related to geothermal or solar, or I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any insight, so I thought I'd ask.
I'll jump in here. This is Justin. First of all,
Thank you,
good
Justin
afternoon.
Hopkins from Tecton Architects for our recruiting secretary. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, very nice to see you all. We're really excited to be selected and look forward to working with you. With respect to what we did at Cheshire, so solar was not in the base scope of construction, but we did have geothermal. And part of our effort was to get our energy use intensity, or EUI, down into the low 20s. I believe we're at like 21 for both schools. During construction, I believe Vin Masiana is probably the second party that will be giving the presentation along with Town Manager Kimball at Cheshire. Vin really has been the interface with that district with Johnson Controls as the solar provider, as well as the various programs that are out there. So what I can tell you is while we're in construction, we're coordinating the implementation of the solar array. It's a combination of both rooftop mounted solar and ground mounted solar. But the total kilowatt, the total array size will be able to offset all of the energy that is required for the building. So we will have true net zero buildings at the end of the solar installation. So it's kind of a two-part system. You get the building mechanical system down, as well as the building envelope energy performance to a range that is low enough from an EUI perspective that you can supplement that consumption, the fuel portion of that, with your solar array. So,
fantastic. Okay, that all sounds very good. I see Sal's got his hand up, so he might have a question for you. Sal, go ahead.
Is that a PPA that they're doing, or are they owning the system? Because we don't own any of our systems.
Yeah, it is PPA, and they're working through Johnson Controls. As Cheshire already had uh, an existing provider, and I believe they're leveraging that agreement for this effort.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll come up to, there's certain bid,
Mhm.
there's bid requirements that would preclude just going to a single vendor. So, as you're doing that, we can point you to the ones we've already used because they have a knowledge background, but bringing in a new one, with them saying, gee whiz, we're the basis of design. Why are you, we got to be careful. So just wanted to jump in on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Sal.
one other thing, sorry.
Yes, Jeff
Engineer,
Wazinski from Tecton. Thank you. I'm sorry, I just have to state your name for a recording
Absolutely.
secretary.
and you did it well. It took me years to pronounce my
I
last name.
actually knew a Wazinski from Pennsylvania, so I've seen it before.
There we go. There we go. One other thing, Justin, and we can check in on this, is very early on, they looked at some direct payments through the IRA, which is a different mechanism. I don't know what this program is speaking to, but that might be related to the EUI, and both projects in Cheshire have geothermal, and it's a hybrid system there. So we'll circle back and find out what exact programs they're talking about. But there's, I think, a couple different avenues for, well, those two avenues that we already spoke to, plus the utility rebates. All three we've worked with Cheshire on. So something to just keep in mind.
Yeah, so we,
Is that appropriate at this time or not?
okay. So
I
we'll,
was just asking something, but we'll speak on it after.
we were definitely interested in all green initiatives, and geothermal is definitely one that is piqued our
Yes.
interest, I can say that. And hybrid.
Yes.
So let's table this for now. I am gonna try to attend that seminar and see what insights I can gain. I know everyone is a little concerned with their taxes rising with this project on hand. We also have other municipal capital projects that are
Not the school that's raising.
much
the
bigger
taxes.
than this project, that are causing that as well. But I mean, just if there's anything that we can use to kind of counter the cost of this project and to reduce the need to raise taxes more, or any savings really that we can gain, I'd like to find out about. So that is one thing that I'll be looking forward to. And then we'll meet again next Tuesday, April 7th. And just for Tecton, I mean, just so you guys can see, if you go to the town website, Fairfield, I'm gonna go to it right now. Yeah, Fairfield's website, and you go to under government, the government tab, and building committees, you can see our kind of landing page. And we have all of our agendas, minutes, everything, but also our meeting schedule for the year. It's obviously generally Tuesdays at 2:00. But we have voted on those throughout the rest of the year. The town likes to do it sort of, 1 year in advance, but we started meeting officially in September, so we're a little behind. And it may be subject to change, but right now, generally it's 2:00 on Tuesdays. And we look forward to having you with us. I am gonna go to the Board of Select meeting tomorrow. Just make sure that if they have any questions, then that we get you guys approved. We are really excited to have you on board. So thank you in advance for joining us today.
Great. Thank you.
Are we to ask them to stay on after we're done recording?
Sure, but it would have to be through Mark.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, if there is no more public comment, I don't think I see any other members of the public. Sometimes we have Sustainable Fairfield with us. I don't see them here today. I'm gonna go ahead and move to agenda item number 10. Adjournment. I do welcome you guys if you want Antonia, Jeff, Justin to stay on. I have to stop recording for the town
Everyone. Can
once
sit, yeah.
we adjourn. But if you have any questions for us, we can kind of discuss offline. So if everybody is in agreement, 2:45, I think this is officially our fastest meeting.
By far. By far our fastest meeting. So yes, to officially end the meeting and stop recording.
Yes, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Thank you.
So welcome Tecton.
Thank you. I'm not sure if we're sticking on for a bit or not, but I think we lost. Did we lose Mark? Oh, there he is. Yeah, we're excited to begin. This wasn't our official kickoff meeting, but we're preparing an agenda, and we'll work through Mark on some of the early due diligence, things like phase one, site survey, those kinds of things, because we already have some dates from our engineers that we want to run past them. So we'll send those communications through Mark if he's not in the room. Oh, there he is. Oh, you are there.
Yeah, we're all here.
Okay.
I'm across the table. I'm the one that's the pain. I'm the one who wanted to bring up something and Mark suggested that it be offline.
Yeah.
So one of the things you guys just said is what reminded us of, I mean, is it appropriate to
We
just
can
say
name that.
things? It doesn't matter. Okay.
During the presentations, a friend
Yeah,
brought up.
so I think during the presentations, when it was the long day of all the architects and you guys were officially decided, we went through a large majority of the day just being like, wow, it's gonna be hard to beat Tecton. And then there was somebody that a lot of us felt came really close. And I think it would maybe be beneficial, especially towards the end, for you guys to watch. They took the geothermal a step further. And then they showed us how they could do the hybrid, which you mentioned, which is why me and Lauren kind of parked up when you said hybrid, because they also mentioned on how that could like lower some of the costs of the geothermal. They also went ahead and proved to us why combining the building instead of doing 3 separate wings and having the larger building envelope to save money on the footings and the concrete and all of that could help go towards it. And pretty much they showed us how the $3.6 million estimated geothermal could be almost fully paid for on itself by cutting costs in other places and going hybrid. So that really piqued our interest, being that we're very conscious of our budget. So we just wanted to bring that up for you guys in case you wanted to maybe go on and, you know, I'm sure you know this all. I don't know who's what, but it's all online if you guys want to watch their presentation about how they were able to show us that. And that really brought them up as a top contender.
Yes, but we felt very firmly that you guys were the right
Yes.
firm for the job.
No, we hired you guys for a reason, but that doesn't, you can't steal everybody else's little nuggets of gold.
Yeah, no, it's definitely always helpful to hear other perspectives. And yeah, I mean, I think the hybrid system that we implemented in Cheshire was a result of kind of balancing day one costs with operational costs and trying to maximize value. So we studied it quite a bit, trying to find that right balance. So we would expect to do something similar here for sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. I mean, I think that one of the key takeaways I took from their presentation was just like zero use of fossil fuels, obviously going forward. But how doing hybrid maybe didn't put as much burden on that upfront cost for if you did all geothermal.
Right.
And it just kind of helped balance things over time. So we're definitely interested, and obviously it's not in the initial scope, but we generally speaking, we're trying to do everything as green as possible.
Yeah.
Your charge is to explore green initiatives.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is why we brought up ICF to everyone in those meetings. We're still very interested in learning and hearing more about that. And we know you guys had successfully completed a job, not pain-free, but successfully completed an ICF job here in Connecticut.
Yep. I absolutely be great to kind of discuss that topic as well. But yeah, I think these are all good topics to focus on. I think at the heart of it is driving, Justin mentioned it earlier, driving that EUI down as much as possible, because then you're spending less dollars on your systems, right? And energy consumption. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's the balance as you go through the models. You know, as you mentioned, the upfront cost, we know what the costs are per well. That's tied to the total tonnage that we need for, say, a water source heat pump. The hybrid system relies on air source heat pumps, and those are not without energy demand. That obviously, if you're going to a carbon neutral building, that energy is coming from the grid. So we just need to be cognizant of that from both an operational cost, if you're not pulling the solar trigger right away, what that means operationally for your monthly utility bills. So that's all part of the stew that goes into the models that will make sure that get demonstrated to the committee.
Okay, fantastic. I think everything else would maybe be future meetings.
Yep.
I don't need to bring every, we've got a nice for
Yeah.
We're very excited to bring you on board and have more open, frank discussions on all of the above.
Well, yeah. We're really excited too, and I can tell you, your project has the excitement of the entire industry. I've gotten personally a lot of calls about Fairfield. It's, as you guys can imagine, it's a relatively small pool that we all swim in the design and construction industry. So everybody's aware of your project and is interested. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear you've got a passion for the project. We're very excited, and we think it's a great opportunity to kind of set a new standard here in Fairfield. And it's, as I said, in your presentation, it's been almost 30 years since we've had a new build, so a lot has changed since then. So we can't wait to just collaborate and make the best new elementary school that we possibly can together. So thank you so much for staying on for a little bit.
And don't only block out 45 minutes of your calendar every week. This is an anomaly. I'm just warning you now.
That's not the standard.
That is true.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It was a light agenda. We
Yeah.
really only had one thing to vote on, and the rest was kind of just going over logistics. But
Yeah.
we appreciate you.
You guys already have 5 stars in our book for 2 p.m. Building committee meeting. We attend a lot of 7 p.m. Meetings, so thank you.
Yeah. We may change it. I mean, so Nicole and I both have little ones, and so we're always kind of pressed for time. I've got one that gets off the bus at like 4:05 every day, and she's got littles.
No, but one of the things, just to make you not sweat that out, one of the things we did discuss early on is we know a lot of people do these building meetings in the evening, and that stretches a lot of your vendors thin. So to do it during working hours is gonna, I think, I don't want to speak out of turn, but it remains our goal to do this during working hours to benefit our kids are in school most of the year or camp, and you guys, because by the end of the night, you're shot. Like, no one wants to not be home 3 nights a week because the building committee consists of people who pledge their time, and then we're like, oh, but that time doesn't work, and we're trying to really keep people on the ball.
Yeah, but so, and because of that, because of the 2 p.m. time, we have a lot of committee members who will dial in from, wherever they may be. And we're so appreciative for their time and for blocking that for us. But we're all very excited and engaged. I know. Rolling our eyes at me. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you in person next week, hopefully.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
All
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.